we don't want to be at the end of the journey and be like, yes, I was the 80% version of myself. Like, I don't want to be a B minus. So even though you get a win at 29, at 40, I sold my first company when I was 27, had some wins, had some egg on my face, and now I'm 56. Like, I don't want to, I feel like I have so much more in me. You know what I mean? So I don't want to like have regrets that I didn't run that race.
Yeah.
I didn't do that. By the way, you guys might see my Jesse cup. I see you're looking at my wife made everybody in my family get cups with their names on so we know who leaves shit like when they should be. Right. So this is the Jesse cup. So this is what you guys have to look forward to.
I love what you're saying about the 80% and thinking about that. The curiosity for me sometimes is not how I'm doing in the race, but what race am I running? Like, it's like it's such a subjective thing. We talk about business. For me, I think I like to travel. I like to experience things. And then I oftentimes wonder about what am I neglecting in order to do everything in that realm? So how have you been able to balance all of the things, the business, the family, the personal pursuits, the marathons, all of that?
These are good questions, man. So for me, what I do is I like to put things in buckets. This works really well for me. So for example, and I do it annually. So for example, I have an adventure bucket. Like we talk about being time rich. I want to be adventure rich. There's certain buckets I want to be rich in, socially, friends, health, So I have the different buckets. I have 8, and you make the buckets that are important to you. And I write down like what I want to accomplish in each of those buckets each year. And then I backtrack it in. But it's really important. Everyone has different definitions of success. And that's a really good place to start. Like, what's your definition of success? For some people, it's like, oh man, I want to be a millionaire before I'm 28, or I want to do this or whatever. But to me, one of my definitions is being the best that I can be in the buckets that matter the most. So for me, like family, really important to me. Business, really important to me. Friends, really, you pick those buckets and then you say like, that's really one. And then by the way, it also, by doing that, it gives you permission to say no. Like Logan, your biggest enemy right now, I mean, I don't know you that well, but I know like you have a lot of ideas in your top desk drawer that you have a lot of opportunities now. And you too, man, the biggest distraction for young entrepreneurs is distraction. That's the biggest enemy. It's distraction. It's like saying yes to too many things and, spreading your time out all over the place instead of focusing on the things that move the needle the most.
It's so funny you say that because I'm like
am I right?
I'm in the midst of this like kind of exact conversation. Like at the moment, dude, I'm filled with ideas, and I'm sure you were at 29, you probably had a similar feeling. Like I do feel like I have the bandwidth. Do I not?
I think you have the bandwidth if you hire great, if you hire your weaknesses and build around it.
I'm not a great hirer.
But it's not even that, man. Even with it, when you have multiple things going on, let's say that, I'm not saying not to do it. I'm just saying, and I'm not saying that you shouldn't be having different businesses. I'm just saying distractions come in a lot of different ways.
Yeah.
And they come from people requesting time.
Yeah.
Let me give you a simple example. There's something called, so let's say someone says, oh, look, I mean, and it's hard for me to say this because a lot of people, when I was coming up, gave me time. Yeah. So I try to give my time as well, but it's different now because you're getting bombarded with requests from DM, text, emails. Like when I was growing, you had to like find me if you wanted to like, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like you had to like fucking find me somewhere. If I wanted a meeting, I'd stand in front of someone's office until they walked out and be like, walk with them to the elevator. That was my meet. Like it was hard.
Yeah.
Now there's this, you're getting bombarded, for your time and stuff like this. What was I saying? What was I talking about?
I think you're giving me some very specific life advice.
How to say no to distractions. And,
oh yeah. So someone says to you, Logan, like, hey man, can I get 15 minutes of your time? And like, you don't want to be a jerk, so like sometimes you'll just be like, yes. And then you'll have a meeting with them or whatever. And I'm not saying don't take meetings, but 15 minutes a day. There's something called the rule of 100. You guys know what it is? So the rule of 100, you can Google it. It states that if you spend 15 to 18 minutes a day, that's 109 hours a year. Rule of 100 is 100 hours. So 18 minutes a day is 109 hours, something like that a year. If you spend 15 to 18 minutes a day on any one discipline, you want to learn the fucking violin, whatever you want to fence, you want to be karate, whatever, you'll be better than 95% of the world's population. So if my kids spend 15 minutes a day this year playing, mastering chess, and then 15 minutes every day next year, being a ballerina, whatever. There'll be Jason Bourne too. I'm creating Jason Bourne as a theme here. But my point is, like, don't be casual with your time, man. Don't be casual with your time. Like, that cumulatively, that time that you put out can really move the needle in coming up with an idea or launching a business, especially when you're young.
Hey guys, if you like that clip, hit the subscribe button. And if you want to see more zany clips, click the video right here.